The Common Council of the City of Connersville is now in session. Please rise. We'll have the Pledge of Allegiance by Clerk Treasurer Rosemary Brown.
I pledge allegiance to
the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, if everybody would please silence your phones, we'll go ahead and have our invocation by Councilman Dave Nutty. Stand up here, man.
Would you bow with me, please, in reverence to the Lord?
The hurricane people.
Right. Not only those who are in the path of the hurricane, but also all of the responders,
Exactly.
because those who choose to stay behind, now the responders have to risk their lives to take care of them. So
Thank you.
thank you much. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you that you are with us, you guide us, you direct us with our hearts open. We ask that you just help us to be mindful of your presence, be mindful of what your will is in our life, be mindful of humility as we serve this community, be mindful of this whole community as we just do our best. May we always have that first in mind. Lord, we think about those who are in the path of this hurricane. You've blessed the Florida coast with a lessening of winds, lessening of rains, but still there's issues ahead, and we trust in your hands that people will heed warnings, heed advice, and do as the first responders ask them to do, to be safe. They're always looking out for their well-being. We thank you, Lord, that we have such people to respond on our behalf. And even in this community, we have wonderful people to respond as needed. We thank you for that. We ask for your guidance for our decisions this evening as we do this all for your praise and your glory. In the name of your Son, Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Okay, if everybody would please silence their phones again, please. I'd like to welcome everyone. We'll go ahead and have roll call.
Councilwoman Phillips. Present. Councilman Nutty.
Present.
Councilwoman Durham. Councilman Frank.
Here.
Councilman Bishop.
Present.
Councilman Nobby.
Here.
Councilwoman Montgomery. Present.
Okay, you have the minutes of the August 19th meeting. Is there any additions or corrections? If not, entertain a motion to pass as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, a motion and a second to pass the minutes of August 19th. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you very much. Going down to item 3, Rosemary.
Resolution 2019-47 is a resolution to reimburse $250 into the police telephone and $60.94 to be reimbursed into the fire department head. Resolution 2019-48 is a resolution to reimburse $873.98 to be appropriated in the police telephone. Resolution 2019-49 is a resolution to reimburse $60.94 for fire department head appropriation. Resolution 2019-50 is a resolution to reimburse $237.13 to be appropriated in MBH street signs. Resolution 2019-51 is a resolution to reimburse $28.82 to be appropriated in the police non-contractual.
Rosemary, what is 2019-49? Can you explain that?
That is the same amount that is also reimbursed in 2019-47. There was a specialty pay paid to the fire chief, and he's paying it back.
Oh, okay.
It was paid in air, so he's paying it back.
Thank you.
How do you like that?
First time.
Okay, is there any more questions for Rosemary? If not, entertain a motion to pass 2019, 47, 48, 49, 50, and 51.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you very much. Okay, going down to pending orders 3509. DOT transfer, Rosemary.
It's a transfer within the DOT, transferring $15,000 from recycle bags to other equipment. Transferring $1,500 from minor equipment to other equipment, and $500 out of safety and medical to other equipment, totaling $17,000.
What are they needing?
Well, they found a really good used F-450 that can act as a plow or a dump truck. They just need to find a salt bed for it to be able to spread the salt.
It also came with a plow with it too, so.
What year?
03?
Engine?
Oh.
450?
What engine?
It's a F-450.
I understand that, but what's the engine?
I don't know.
Why big V8?
If it's a diesel,
It's not
Or
a
a
diesel, it's
diesel.
gas.
I was gonna say it's a big V8 if it's gas.
It's
I
gas.
don't know what it is, but
Okay, is there any more questions? Is there a motion?
So moved.
second,
We have a motion second to pass ordinance 3509 on first reading. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Is there a motion to suspend the rules and go to third and final?
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second to pass, to suspend the rules and go to third and final. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Need a motion to pass on third and final.
So moved.
second.
We have a motion and a second, to pass it on, ordinance 3509 on third and final. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay,
That's a good find. Appreciate them looking that up.
What year was?
03. It wasn't 03, was it?
I don't
Yes.
know.
I think it was.
well, you said it was.
Okay, going down to pending orders 3510. Rosemary, you'd like to speak to this?
We are gonna delay this one meeting on, it's the 2020 budget for the first reading, and we'll have the first reading at the next meeting, and hopefully, adopt it at the first reading in October. There is some, we just need to go through there and trim out just a little more before we, get it approved on the first reading.
Okay, so we'll hold that to the October, no, be September.
September 16th. Did you track your
17th.
changes?
Huh?
Did you track your changes?
Yes,
Can you send a copy of the changes? It makes it a little easier.
it's not final yet.
I understand, but it makes it a little easier
Well-
versus going over the old one.
It'll be,
Just on what's been changed.
you'll see it in the adopted column versus the published.
Okay, well, there's not in here, that's what I was wondering.
That's correct.
Is
And
it
that's,
gonna be last of this month or October? When did you say?
the first reading will be at the next meeting, which will be September 16th.
Fine.
And we will approve, hopefully, the budgets at the first meeting in October, which will be the 7th. If anybody has any questions, I can answer them now. We need to meet with the finance committee to make the next go around.
Okay,
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
Rosemary, but there was a question posed prior to the meeting, after discussing with some folks about what was reported in the newspaper compared to what they believe.
It was incorrect, and when I saw Daryl this morning, I did not get a chance to talk to him. It was a 1% pay raise that was agreed upon, and did we ever pass that resolution?
No, we still have not got it back, a signed one back for EMS. And I sent an email, it was like 2 weeks ago, to the union representative and told him I had the signed resolutions back, or they'd all been prepared, and I had the signed addendums for the other two contracts, but I was still, because I wanted to just introduce them all three at once. And he hasn't even replied to that email. I sent that a couple weeks ago.
So that's what it was. It was
I don't
a
know what the
misprint
holdup
in the
is.
newspaper. It was an article in the newspaper. Daryl came and talked to me last Thursday or Friday.
Okay.
And he stated that there was a 3% pay increase, and that was incorrect. It was only a 1%
No,
pay increase.
it was just for 3 different,
That's what it was.
yeah, I can't, who was it? It's the transfer station,
Parks.
well, parks and, street
Street
department
and
are all
EMS, so
one.
it's all
And
four.
EMS.
Four.
I think, park and street are all in the same contract.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Landfill.
Yeah, I appreciate that clarification. Thank you.
okay. Okay, anything else? Okay. Going down to old business, is there anybody want to bring up anything?
I guess I do. I need to advertise for additional appropriation for the riverboat. I had forgotten this when we started paying the engineering bills for the sidewalk from not just 3rd to 5th, but 5th to 9th. Those should be paid out of the riverboat. So I need to ask for additional appropriation of $45,000. And last year, Troy had an amount approved for other equipment on his new truck to be paid out of other equipment riverboat, but he did not get one of the bills until this year, so that's like $5,800 I need to ask for the additional appropriation. Also, airport, I need to ask for $15,000 for other contractual, and then CCD, I need to do $40,000 on the professional service on that.
On the airport, when that comes out of their budget, right?
Yes, they're, have their own fund,
How much for CCD?
40,000. And that's their own fund as well.
Okay, can I get a motion to advertise?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion second to advertise for 45,000, 5,800, 15,000, and 40,000. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, going down to miscellaneous business.
Mr. Mayor, we're having an update on the solar panels, where we're at with those.
Well, we're not done, I can tell you that. But they're working on it. We're waiting to do waiting to do the park up the top of the amphitheater. But we have a meeting was canceled for today. And so it'll be another week or so before we meet again. And
What's their estimated completion date, Dave? You give anyone?
no, they did not. They did not.
So what's the holdup?
One of them was working on the amphitheater, and but we're getting on it. And Noah Pickrell, he's the one over it, seeing it, and so we're getting ready to do the boring this week for the is it this week, Brad? We're going to do the boring for the underneath the river for the sewer
No,
plant.
No, that's a different boring. That's for the paint company.
That's a
with-
different-
Okay, I thought that we were doing the boring for the solar. So I'll send you an update with it.
Please do. I've got a lot of questions on it.
Okay. Yeah, probably from Scott.
No, his is
Scott
up and
Collins.
running.
I
His is
know.
up and running.
I know.
I have a couple of questions, Your
Okay.
Honor. Anyone else?
I was just going to ask about the solar panels. Anything that we can receive for them not completing when they?
No, there's no clawbacks.
Well, yes, there is. There is one building that they were pulling out because it just was not financially advantageous to do it. And so them pulling that building out, we added another building, but I think the overall scope had decreased from what they originally had set. And so it'll be either we'll get that money back, or we'll be able to use that money to pay it right then on the principal, so it will reduce. But with them not being complete, we don't have that final number yet.
But we can't do anything, receive anything, have any kind of bite to any kind of clause for them not
No.
being finished. I mean, they could drag it on for next year.
No penalties
There's
for,
no performance clause in that contract? Gotta be.
It's a performance
There has to
contract,
be.
so that it has
It's gotta
to
be.
go.
Dave,
law.
can you answer?
I wasn't here when that contract was negotiated, but it's my understanding that there is no provision in it for.
But it's a performance contract, so
Because
they have
it's-
to perform every year, right?
You mean, I don't think there's a provision for if they do not complete it on time, is what I'm saying.
We have no restraints on that in the paper at all?
Because I know right now they're waiting on what they call those that they hook to, so the meters. Did they put any of those in? I know they was looking to put some in.
There's 4 locations that are ready to be switched, and we're waiting on Duke for that,
Okay.
So
which we have no control over
Oh,
Duke,
right.
and they have no control over Duke.
Right.
Yeah,
There's just still a
especially
lot of
next
boxes
few
down there.
weeks, you
People are
won't.
questioning me about the boxes down there.
yeah. So no, we're kind of getting a little bit upset too.
I understand. Just asking, because
Yeah.
a lot of people are, got eyes on it.
Well, maybe we
Yeah.
need to have another meeting with them.
Well, we have one every 2 weeks.
Is there
So
a way that that meeting can be moved up? I mean, rather than missing a meeting, can it be some, like in the next few days to compensate?
It
for
won't, it
cancel?
won't happen this week. Noah's on vacation this week.
Just email me when the next meeting is, if you don't mind. I'll try to make it.
okay, that'll work.
Can I go now?
Yeah.
I have a couple questions. Do we have any plan in place, or is there any money available? Or what's happening with getting the building done where the first aid unit's at?
Okay, right now we're trying to get someone to work on the doors.
That's,
And so we haven't found anybody to work on the doors yet. I see.
But where are you gonna get that money to pay for that?
that's my question.
And that's what we're going to try and do it in-house. The guys, I think, have signed an agreement that they would be doing some of the work without pay.
They are doing it.
And so we're going to make it work under the agreement. I mean, so
My concern,
But it's-
one of my concerns is I'm being told if we don't get it finished, that they're gonna have to double park the units, which could delay them getting the unit out of there to get it to.
no,
the
I think
actual
we got
building.
enough room to park them in there. And I don't think any of them
That's
have
not
to
why.
be
He
set
told me He
outside.
said he had to double stack them.
Oh yeah, they're going to double stack them in the building, but they won't be sitting outside.
I know that.
That's one thing I worry about, setting them outside.
So what are we gonna do? I mean, are we gonna proceed with trying to get money, or what are we gonna do?
That we're working on it. We're looking for all kind of ways to get money. Matter of fact, we're even going to talk to Reed about maybe making a grant towards our doors. So
The
Mr.
second
Mayor, I'm not exactly sure where we'll end up getting any of the money for the doors, but
I'm not either.
it'd be my opinion that doors are pretty important, and they're pretty good size, and does take expertise. I'd
And they're
I'd suggest
expensive. And they're expensive.
professional installation.
oh yeah, the guys they're not going to put the doors in.
Oh, okay. I
They're
thought
just
you
doing
said-
some inside work.
Oh, okay.
They're just facilitating the inside for
They're
themselves.
they're not doing the doors.
I misunderstood.
Yeah. No.
If they sign a waiver,
So, but we're hope to have it done this year, and so we'll wait and see.
County will not help pay for it.
Okay.
Because I was going to ask for some money to do it, but then we'd have to go to the county and do it, ask them for half of it, and we're not going to do that. We're going to try and do it under the budget.
Okay.
Okay.
Second question I have, if you can answer, is where are we at with the Little League ballpark?
Well, we just started phase 1, and so
When will that be complete?
it's supposed to be done this year.
You're talking about River's Edge.
Yeah, River's Edge. Now there'll be no ballparks. All they're going to be building is a trail, a concession stand, and an amphitheater. That's all they're going to build there
And that's what, when's that gonna be done?
this year.
So it's gonna be completed before the end of the year.
Yes.
That's what we were told.
Yeah.
Who's heading that up now?
The Parks Department, Catherine.
Okay. That's all I got. Thank you, sir, for the time.
Okay. Anything else? You know, I'm going down to public forum.
Oh, sorry.
Bob.
Yeah. Me and Arthur's coming. I came today to tell you that we have a terrible problem in East Connersville. I've been living there ever since 1962. I just turned 90 years old and I don't need the hassle that we're in. We've got speeders over there that you will not believe. And I thought you and I discussed it with Darrell. I thought we had a solution. It's one that we used once before a few years back, and it done fine for a while until they got accustomed to it. And it's been shot down with what me and you wanted to do. So I'm asking, why was it shot down?
Okay, well, I talked to the chief, and, well, Carrie, you want to explain it?
Actually, I'm not clear. I haven't talked to you, Bob. What's
Bob's last name?
the question?
The question was, I'd like to set a car on Woodbine and Defiant Street,
A police car?
a police car.
Well, now that we publicized that, I don't think that's gonna work real well.
What other things going, that's the reason I didn't want to publicize it.
Okay. Well, I thought that's what you were talking about, but I wasn't sure, because I haven't
Well,
actually
but
had
you
a
were supposed to
conversation
call me
with
this
you.
afternoon, I was supposed to.
I had a few things to do this afternoon, Bob, that were police related. So, I tell you what, I apologize that you're having this problem. I apologize that you feel this way. We've had officers over there running radar.
Now,
this is-
wait just a
No.
minute.
Please,
You
let's-
had
let's
officers
keep it
over there
civil.
running radar.
Yes, sir.
I've been back and forth. I sat up there last Saturday with a cell phone in my hand, and I used a walker, and I just sat down that walker. And then people come by and see me with the cell phone in my hand. They like to die. I caught all kind of static from it. I holler at people that go up the street. We got Woodbine and Martin Street where we got kids playing on both streets. And I don't want to see no kids
Okay.
get hit.
We have ran radar in the last week or so. We have had officers over there.
Did you
running
catch
radar.
anybody?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
No, but
So-
I can tell you that I can catch people over there if you come at the right time. You can't come at midnight at night.
Okay.
There's one that comes through anywhere from 10 after 3 to 3:30,
Okay.
driving like a maniac from out in the Schuttenplatte
I was
area.
actually planning on coming to talk to you tomorrow. Again, I got a little busy today with some other things, Bob, and I didn't get there.
Well,
This
honey,
is a
the thing of it is,
professional organization.
we're taking children and raising them from the birth to the grave, trying to protect them. And that's the only thing I'm trying to do. I don't know what I would do if one of those people over there that hit a kid and I found it laying in the road. I don't know what I'd do with the driver. That's where I
You
would.
can't be responsible for the actions of everyone.
No, you can't be
If we were,
responsible.
you certainly wouldn't get
But
any
when,
sleep at
when
night.
you holler at them, there's my
Okay.
wife. When you holler at them and they come with vulgarity and tell you to go you know where.
Well, that's our job, not yours.
I do
Right.
know in 30 days,
Okay.
they have issued 3 traffic tickets, speeding tickets, and 2 buses where people pass the buses. And
Well,
so,
I do know that with the police department as such, that when they write a ticket, if it goes to court, they get a certain percentage of it. If it goes to the state, they get very little of it. Right? You're not
No,
making that.
we get $5 possibly, Bob, that's all.
Well, that's
we
what I'm
get.
saying.
Yeah.
What size ticket?
I have no idea. I don't pay attention. That's not something that I count in my budget. I don't count on that. That's not something that I'm a bit concerned about is money that we get from citations.
Well, I think it should be
And I think
because,
the public should know that. That's not the purpose in citations ever.
no, that's not the reason you should write a citation. But when you do and you don't even hardly make enough to cover the bill of the driver sitting there writing out the ticket.
We don't have any control over that, though.
Well, we're
State
going-
sets that.
The state says that we don't have any control over what we get from the citations.
But it's a shame, and we got the CAFO out there. When one of them trucks come with whatever they got on them, coming into town, there'll be a car behind it. And I'll guarantee you, the minute that truck goes across that railroad track, that car or truck, pickup truck, will pass that, and we got a yellow line finally down through the middle of the street. But you'll pass that before you ever get to Martin Street. They'll pass it, no matter what.
what
I've
time
seen
of
them
day is this?
Look at the lady right on the corner of Woodbine, it sits right on the corner. She's put bricks down there and they're still running over them. I'm telling you,
Bob,
it's
you'll
gonna be
waste
some
a lot
correction.
of your life worrying about what everybody else is doing, all right?
Yeah.
If that was what we could do, then I wouldn't get anything else done. Just relax, take a deep breath, and I'll be over to talk to you tomorrow, okay? you're wasting a lot of stress and a lot of life on things that you can't control. All right,
Well,
we can't control
somebody's
everybody,
got to control
does.
it.
All right,
Somebody's got to control it.
well, we
it-
do the best we can.
because
We
it's not-
generally
it's-
have 3 officers working.
It's not, that's what I'm saying.
And
We
people
need
call.
more officers.
Well, that's not possible. We don't have the,
Why
we
is it
don't
not
have the
possible?
funding for it. You've sat right here and listened. We can argue about this. This isn't, we can talk about it tomorrow, okay?
Okay, come tomorrow.
Thank you, Bob.
But I'm telling you, there is something gonna be done about it, no matter what. And I'm afraid the thing of it is, I'm afraid the way I holler at them and everything, somebody's gonna stop. And when they do, I'm gonna be out there. So you'll all be getting me out of jail myself. I might be old, but a lot of people are done.
Okay, anybody else got anything they'd like to say?
Sir, Mr. Mayor. My name is James Burns. Obviously, I work for the EMS service, and to address Mr. Nutty's, I'll make that phone call tomorrow, and we'll figure out where that paperwork's at and get it
Mr. Bush.
to you.
Butch. David Butch.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Sorry.
Mr. Bush.
Sorry.
And to address Mr. Nutty's question, I would, as far as any structural issues over there, part of the new building, we certainly appreciate everything and all the backing the council gives us to get us over in that building. We understand the budget restrictions that you guys operate under every day, but we continue to need the support of the city council in the city's EMS, or we're just going to implode on ourselves if we don't have that support that we need over there. We're not touching anything pertaining to electric, plumbing, structure, most certainly the doors. And so for the most part, a lot of our stuff that we're doing over there, and we do sign a waiver to every time, Dale makes us sign a waiver every time we go over and pick up a hammer.
Just making
And
sure.
we have our paperwork's in order for us pertaining to all that. But for the most part, it's mostly cosmetic, but we certainly are at the restriction of a budget, you know, and any help at all the city could give us pertaining to this building would be so much appreciated. We can function right now with the 2 bay doors we have. I mean, simultaneously, you could have 2 ambulances leave that building with the 3rd one, you know, parked behind them, of course, and then you created the open space. So, although inconvenient, they certainly, both the doors we're working with do work and quite well, so we can move out. There's another door on the backside if everyone's not familiar, that we move the ambulance out of. It's not just a front bay door that you kind of see from the parking lot there. There's another bay out there. But again, any support the city council would give us on this building, we need it, because we gotta get over there. This building we're in now has everything from mold in it. I mean, if you walked out there, if these buildings are one in the way, I mean, you can't count the patches on that roof. The plumbing over there is atrocious. We don't have facilities for the ladies, you know, we're all sharing, and they're not down here barking up and down the city councils back, you know, trying to get separate, bathroom facilities, so on and so forth, you know, and they're, same way with the sleeping arrangements, you know, they're just taking blankets and putting up with a string to create some kind of wall to, you know, give them some sort of privacy, and you know, no one's complaining about it. We're not down here complaining about it. You know, you never see EMS down here, and certainly don't see the other departments down here either. We understand our small town restrictions that we deal with, but again, any help whatsoever would certainly be appreciated in the budget.
If I may ask, how much are the doors for the 3 doors? I think Dale.
They've scared us to death on that, Mr. Bishop. They've told us, and again, in no way am I down here trying to represent Dale's interest by no means, but to repeat what I believe I've heard from Dale, I think we've got a bid for $40,000 to cut the holes. Then we've had another bid, even upwards of $100,000 to cut the holes and put doors in. So we're kind of feeling like, as a group over there, and again, not speaking for Dale and certainly not speaking for, I guess, the EMS unit as a whole, but as a group, we kind of feel like if we could cut the holes first and get $40,000 to get these holes in here, then maybe we could board them up, you know, and then maybe address it at a later date. Is that not possible, Mr. Frankens? You shaking your head?
No, that just sounds really high to me for some reason. And I
I
understand the engineering stuff behind it. Trust me.
Okay.
That just sounds.
So, but we,
The
when we-
building code's what's going
Oh,
on.
I think it is. I
Yes.
think we're at the mercy of building codes and engineers and stuff way out of my pay grade that I don't understand, you know.
Oh, I
It
get it.
seems simple to me. I thought you just cut a big hole, put an I-beam over it,
I know.
and presto changeo, you know, you have openings that you can get in and out of.
Because when we was looking at the other building there on Mount Street to redo it, the estimated cost to do it was $88,000. And so.
To put another bay in there,
No,
sir?
to put a bay in, repair things, repair the roof,
Yeah.
put a new furnace in. And so we thought, you know, when Mr. Eldridge come up with this building here, we had no idea, I mean, I had no, I guess, that it would take that much money to, we just, I thought like everybody else, we'll have somebody come in, cut a couple holes in, put some new doors in, put some new, and we'd be done. But that's not the way it is, you know, so. But to spend $88,000 on that other building, and then like I said, Reed, I think Reed now is using the, where we used to have the ambulance on 20th, I think Reed's using that now.
Yeah.
So we'd have been out, we'd have had no place to go. We'd have these ambulances, no place to go.
Because we can only fit one ambulance in the Mount Street building, because whenever they built that building, it was built for smaller ambulances. Ambulances they make nowadays, we can only back one into that bay. And so over there, we only have one bay. At least we have two bays over here, you know,
They
we
don't
can get
fit
in
in the
them.
doors, do they?
What's that, sir?
The new ones don't even fit in the doors, do they? They're too
No,
small.
not on the mount, not from the western side that you can see,
I don't
no.
know how you get them in there anyway.
It's very close, it's very close. We try not to do any skimming on paint, trying to get them back through them holes. But, again, thank you for your time.
Thanks, Jamie.
Comment, I appreciate it very much.
Okay, anything else from the public? If not, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
You're not very strong there, Gabe.
So moved.
There you go. All in favor, I'll sing by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Pass. Pass.